Welcome back. This week I am going to be talking about the Federal Long-Term Care Insurance Program. Riveting, right? I know. It is pretty cool actually. So first, before we kind of dig into all the nitty-gritty of this program, we have to know why long-term care insurance even matters, how it came to be, and why we might want it for us and our lives. So basically, in the past, when someone got older and they were not able to take care of themselves anymore, what happened? Generally, they just went and lived with their kids. Most people had a family, most people had kids, and they simply went and were taken care of by their kids. It was very common for many, many years that that's what was happening, that many families stuck together, or grandparents, parents, and children all lived together. That's just what happened. Now, in modern times, it's not always like that. Sometimes it is. Sometimes kids do take care of the parents still when they're getting older, but not all the time. Sometimes people don't have kids. Sometimes their relationship with their kids does not allow that to be a viable option. Or maybe the kids can't handle the financial responsibility of taking care of more people, right? There's lots of different reasons why it just may not work, right? So that is why federal long-term care insurance exists. So that when people get to that point where they can't take care of themselves, and the bills, the expenses when it comes to life care centers, when it comes to different cares, home health, all these things, nursing homes, it gets extremely, extremely expensive where most people's savings can't deal with that big of a hit unless they have lots and lots of money already. So the long-term care insurance was created so that people could start paying into it when they're younger, right? Not necessarily super young, when they're younger. And so regardless if they need it or not, they will be covered and they don't have to stress over not being able to afford care down the road. And so as you could probably tell, long-term care insurance probably doesn't make sense for everyone. Some people may have plans already to live with kids, or they have other arrangements set up where they don't need long-term care insurance. It's not one of those things. It's not like health insurance where everyone basically would need health insurance. Not everyone would need long-term care insurance. It really depends on how much risk you want to take and what other things in your life are affecting that need. So when it comes to, however, the federal program, it is offered by a subsidiary of the John Hancock Insurance Company. It's a great big company. They do a great job. And what's cool about the federal program is that this coverage is completely portable. So what that means, if you were to ever leave federal service, whether to get a job somewhere else or whatever, you could take the coverage with you if you want. So you don't have to worry about that ending if you were to leave the federal government. And when you are first hired with the federal government, the underwriting process for the federal long-term care insurance program is very simple. Just a very simple few questions about your health. As you wait longer, and if you don't do it right when you're hired, the underwriting process will be a little longer, but it's still not as extensive as it would be out in the private side. So you may want to think about that, especially when you're first hired, to maybe think if this is a insurance that really is important to your financial picture, maybe think about doing it right at the beginning, especially if you have potential health issues that you know about that might affect your ability to get coverage down the road. And like I said before, long-term care insurance doesn't make sense for everyone. Especially as you get older, this insurance gets very, very expensive. And so some people, hey, maybe I will need long-term care, right? I may need it, but the insurance is incredibly expensive that I am willing to just save by myself and try to self-insure down the road, hoping that I won't need very much of it, if at all, right? Because not everyone does need long-term care down the road. And so whenever we're talking about insurance, or really any decision, it's a matter of how much risk you want to take on as the individual. For some people, it makes complete sense to pay a premium every month to transfer that risk and give it to the insurance company. Say, hey, I don't know if I'm going to need it or not, but I want the insurance company to come in and save the day if I really have a lot of these bills, right? But other people are like, hey, I don't think I'm going to need it. And even if I do, it's not worth paying premiums for years and years and years for the potential of something happening where I might need long-term care. Or maybe they have plans or they have things set up already where they don't need it. Because I am an advocate, I'm a financial planner, right? I help people plan their lives all the time. And I 100% agree that everyone should have a long-term care plan. That doesn't always have to be insurance, right? Whatever their plan is, depending on their life situation, have a plan so that if you ever get into a situation, you know exactly what you're going to do. You know exactly what you plan and strategize. Like, okay, if I ever need that sort of care, this is what we're gonna do. If that's insurance, great. If it's not, great. Regardless, protect yourself somehow, have a plan somehow so that you're covered down the road. Because like I said, it gets very, very expensive. And so that you don't have to really kill your savings, your retirement income, whatever it is, by paying for these bills. And you'll be able to create a life where you don't have to stress about that. Just another thing to stress about down the road in retirement. And again, I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you learned something about long-term care insurance and how it might help you down the road in creating an incredible retirement, an incredible life. And please, any questions, comments, please email me, put in the comments below. I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. But until then, I will see you next week.